Mais festa do fim de semana.
You know, today, everything outside of the gym is just pissing me off. Like, the gym is great. I'm PRing every single day. I'm having an absolute blast in the current season of my life that I'm in fitness-wise. But it's like everything else outside of the gym just infuriates me. Maybe it's the cut talking. Maybe it's the fact that I am extremely starving at 11:10 in the morning on my way to work, and I know that I'm not gonna have any food for another 9+ hours. Maybe it's that. Maybe that's what's pissing me off. But as I've always said, controlled aggression is one of the most powerful forms of fuel that us as men can ever have. Because the modern world loves to tell us, oh, men, you guys need to shy away from your emotions. You know, you should be docile. You should, like, suppress your emotions. You shouldn't want to be aggressive. You shouldn't want to scream and yell and grunt and, like, let out your true emotions. They say that you shouldn't do that. But when it's in a controlled environment and consciously you have control over that anger, that aggression, it is extremely powerful. Because, yeah, everything else outside of the gym is pissing me the fuck off. But I never let them see that. I never let them see that. In the gym, it's a whole nother ballgame. I'm a whole nother animal. You guys see me crash out, headbutt the fucking squat rack, like throw shit. Like, that's who I turn into when I step into the gym. But then when I'm outside of that cage, it's a whole nother story. I'm a completely different person. I'm the intellectual, calm person that you see me as right now. Now, granted, like, I can still speak with emotion, I can still speak with passion and aggression, but there's no, like, physical action behind it, if you know what I mean. And I genuinely think that's extremely powerful for a lot of us as men, because I personally struggled with anger issues growing up, and I took some on my own time without anyone knowing. I took some anger management classes online when I was 13, 14, 15 years old, just to, like, I don't know, see if I could fix it. Realize that was all bullshit. But at the end of the day, the only way to be able to figure out how to control that aggression is to put yourself into a constructive environment in which you can let that aggression out and it not be harmful to anybody. And it was around that 13, 14, and then eventually 15 years old is when I started lifting, is when I started going to the gym, is when I was starting to slowly but surely tap into that animal that comes out when I step into that gym. And granted, for the first 6 years of my lifting journey, I was extremely inconsistent, and my diet was shit, and I was smoking and doing drugs and drinking and all of that stuff all the way through those first 6 years, which is why I didn't make any progress. But the premise stays the same of the gym has always been my outlet of aggression. And it's why, ever since the age of 15, I haven't had an outburst like I used to when it comes to uncontrolled aggression. It's all been directly controlled aggression towards getting me closer to the man that I want to become and the things that I want to accomplish. Because it's not even just the gym. The gym obviously is a fantastic outlet because it allows you to get out that aggression. But eventually, once you get a lot better at controlling that aggression, you can start putting it into things where you may not be aggressive and look aggressive on the outside, but internally you are extremely aggressive. And the things that you do in terms of like, even like work on the computer, like I can be extremely pissed off and extremely aggressive working on my computer, and that could be my internal state. But externally, I'm just typing away. And that comes with the process of learning how to control that aggression and control your emotions to a significant level. But at the start, if you're just starting out and you're looking to find ways to control that aggression, the gym is 100% the way to go. Because like I said, you can, now granted, some public gyms might not let you do this, but if you have a home gym like me, you can throw shit, you can slam shit, you can scream. Like, obviously I piss my parents off sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, if they're home when I'm lifting. And I usually lift around 6-7 o'clock in the morning, so if they're still sleeping, they definitely aren't the happiest with me when I'm throwing shit around and screaming and doing all that stuff. But eventually, when I get my own place and my own space and my own energy, it'll be a lot nicer. But even still, like, I'm allowed to just be myself. I'm allowed to let that quote unquote dog out of the cage when I'm in there. And then, like I said, when I step out of that, I'm completely different. So finding outlets in your life that are conducive to your goals, that allow you to get out that aggression without harming anybody around you, and essentially only not harming yourself, but like, let's be honest, the gym harms you in terms of breaking down your muscle fibers, and then eventually you build them back up, but that's besides the point. It's in a way that you can let out that aggression that is a way that breaks you down as a man so that you can build yourself back up, but doesn't harm anyone else around you. And that, when it comes to controlling your aggression, is the way to go in terms of not outlashing and being able to, on the outside in your day-to-day life, be extremely stoic, be extremely in control of your emotions, but then on the inside, you can still have that internal flame, that aggression, that primal energy that realistically we all have as men. You just have to learn to not suppress it, but just control it and steer it in the correct direction so that you can use it to your advantage instead of having it be a detriment to you, the people you care about, and the rest of your life surrounding you. Right, 8 hours later, shift done. I'm actually at my old location right now. Funny enough, the location that I started at before I got the store of my own. And it was nice coming back to, you know, the old stomping grounds where I essentially made a name for myself at this company. And, you know, nothing's new. I'm still the Jordan Belfort of selling supplements. Holy fuck. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is something that the group chat that I have with me and my closest circle of guys were recently just talking about. And it's the concept of being present, because I feel like a lot of people struggle with being present, especially in today's day and age when it's so easy to just turn your brain off and scroll social media for half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, and before you know it, like, half your day's gone and you're like, what the fuck did I do? Oh yeah, I scrolled TikTok the entire day. And the funny thing is, it's like, when you scroll like that, because I've been guilty of it in the past as well, like, we're all human at the end of the day. When you scroll like that, if someone was to come up to you and be like, I'll give you $1 million if you could recall word for word one of the TikToks, one of the thousands of TikToks that you watched over the course of your half-hour scrolling session. And the funny thing is, you wouldn't be able to do it. You would not. I guarantee it. And that's how just like mind-numbing that shit is, and how unpresent you are in those moments. And we were talking a little bit about that, but we were also talking about like how to get yourself manually and consciously into the present moment. Obviously, stop scrolling, that's one of the ways. But like, outside of that, like, what can we actually apply into our life outside of just obviously doing the obvious and cutting out the bad shit? And the thing that we discussed mainly was a concept that I actually touched on in one of the previous videos. I think it was the the video right before this one or 2 videos ago. And it's the concept of putting more on your plate than you can handle. Putting your back against the wall where you have no other option but to be present. Like the current situation that I'm in right now, my self-inflicted budgeting crisis, I have no choice but to be present. I have no choice but every single customer that I'm selling to, I am fully in the present moment, because every single extra dollar that I sell is extra money in my pocket. Every single task that I complete at work is more money in my pocket. Every single bit of work that I do on my personal business, creating content in the gym, dialing my nutrition so I look the best for the camera, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All these aspects of my life, I have no choice but to be present, because every single thing that I do moves me closer to, one, fixing the financial crisis that I put myself through right now, but 2, it is a stepping stone into turning myself into the version of myself that I eventually will become, and killing the current version of me now. And a lot of you would probably think, oh, what's wrong with the version of you now? Like, I think it's fine. And like, yeah, the version of me 3 months ago would have said the same thing. The version of me 6 months ago dreamt of being in the position that I'm in now. The version of me 12 months ago probably couldn't even fathom the position that I'm in now. But that is the beauty of the journey. You just keep climbing. The goalpost keeps getting moved farther and farther and farther ahead, to the point where every single new version of yourself that you walk into and you step into and you evolve into, the goalpost gets moved farther, because the version of you now has accomplished some of the goals that the younger version of you would have died for 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 12 months ago, however long it might be. He would have killed for the life that you're living right now. And now, at the point that you're at, you're like, fuck, like I gotta do this, I got this goal to accomplish, I wanna hit this milestone, I wanna make this much money, I wanna look like this, I wanna get to this body weight, I wanna get to this body fat percentage, I wanna hit this on bench by next week. Like, your mind just never stops. And that is the process. Because although the version of me 6 months ago would have killed to be in the position that I'm in now, I guarantee you that the position that I'm in now, this version of me speaking to you right now, would kill to be in the position that the version of me 6 months into the future is going to be in. And it's a never-ending process. The ladder just keeps on going. The journey just keeps on moving. The path keeps on illuminating as you continue to grow and as you continue to evolve. And that's how you stay present, is by giving yourself no other option, by putting yourself into the fire, your back against the wall every single day of your life, to the point where it's like, fuck, dude, like I have to figure this shit out. I have no other option. And when you have no other option, your brain's not thinking about TikTok. Your brain's not thinking about that Netflix show. Your brain's not thinking about fucking Sydney Sweeney. Like, your brain's not thinking about all this other bullshit that could possibly distract you from the direction that you want to go. Because it's worried about now. It's how the fuck do we figure this out now? How do we make more money now? How do we get in better shape now? How do we eat as best as we possibly can to lock ourselves in mentally and physically now? How do we take care and provide for our family now? How do I propose to my girlfriend now? How do I do all of these things now? I'm not worried about past, future. Like, it's right now. The current moment is the most important thing. You can't change the past, and you can't get caught up in the future. Because if you live in the past, you'll forget the present. If you're too caught up in the future, you won't enjoy the little moments of the present. So realistically, all you have is right now. Every second that goes by, you will never get back. So make the most of every single second that you take, every single breath that you take, every single action that you take on a day-by-day basis, on an hour-by-hour basis, on a minute-by-minute and second-by-second basis. And if you're sitting there wasting time fucking off, scrolling social media, doing something that is not getting you closer to the man that you want to be, outside of sleep, obviously, because I know someone's thinking that right now. Outside of sleep, every waking moment that you are conscious on this planet, if you're not doing something that is getting you closer and moving that needle closer to the things that you have inside your mind that you want to accomplish, the version of yourself that you want to become, if you're not doing something in those regards, you're wasting your time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that motivational rant for the day. definitely take that and apply that into your life where you see fit. But anyway, it is 7:27 right now. I'm about to pull into my house, smash some food, finish editing the video that you would have watched yesterday, and I have a bit more work to do. I've been getting text messages from a few of my clients all day when I was at work, but it was fairly busy today, so I didn't get a chance to get back to them. So I'm gonna go get back to them now. Like I said, finish editing, smash some food, shower, and then any more tasks that need to be completed for the day, I'm gonna get those done and then head off to bed before I have another day off tomorrow. Fuck yeah. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment some Q&A questions, subscribe to the channel, you know the drill, and I will see you in the next one.